So how do we get people and websites to actually link to our website? Well, first and foremost, the most important thing is creating great content. Create amazing, interesting content that's so good that people can't help but to link to your articles, to your website, because it's just so interesting and such good content that you're producing. We've previously talked about using the keyword planner by Google's keyword planner to find popular topics or keywords so that you know what to blog about, you know that you're blogging or creating content about things that people actually are searching for. You can also go to google.com/trends, and here you can find some of the searches that are actually trending. So let's actually click on searches, and we can see for each day what some of the most popular searches were for that day. So this is also another way of finding topics to write about or blog about, create content about that people are actually searching for. So you already know ahead of time that it's popular before you choose to write the article. Once you've found a really good topic that's relevant to your audience, and from looking on Google Trends or a keyword tool or other places you found that it's trending, it's popular, it'd be good to write about. Once you've found a great topic to create content about, when you create the content, go all out. So Tim Ferriss, he gives advice on how to start your own business and really on how to learn anything. He's a learning expert, but his blog is a really good example of how you should go all out on your content. So this is one of his blog posts, and if we scroll down, you can see just how long this blog post is, and if you were to read it, his thinking is always very clearly, he's definitely put a lot of thought and energy into his posts. It's very detailed or specific, very practical, and probably took a lot of time to make this post. But as we can see, he's got tons of people commenting, tons of people sharing this article, probably a lot of people linking back to this article. And so when you create your content, make sure it's really amazing content so that people actually have a reason to link to it and to share it. So first and foremost, create awesome content. Do the research to find out topics that people are actually interested in, and then once you know a great topic, then go all out creating amazing content for the world to see. And obviously people are going to be more likely to share and link to your content. When you're trying to create amazing content and trying to get people to link to your website, also keep in mind that it doesn't have to be just a standard blog post. It can be all sorts of different types of content. It can be an infographic, for instance, or a video, or an amazing picture. So in this example, Business Insider created an infographic of the highest ranked business schools. It's an amazing infographic. A lot of people have linked to it. And so even though it's not just typed out words, it's still an amazing piece of content and people are linking to it. So be creative in figuring out what content is going to be interesting to your audience, what content is going to get shared, what content are people actually going to link to, and it doesn't just have to be a standard blog post. So once you've started creating amazing content, you want to get people to hear about it so that they can link to it. And social media is one strategy. So creating different social media profiles. And just by creating the profile, you can already link back to your website. So there's a free link, but it won't be worth much at the beginning if no one's linking to your social media profile. So if I had 0 followers, pretty much no one's linking essentially to this profile, then that link that I pass on to my actual website isn't worth very much. So the more followers and activity you can have on the profile, the more link juice you're going to pass to your actual website. And creating a following on social media for Twitter, Facebook, whatever it may be, it's not easy. So just like SEO, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. So don't expect that. Expect to put in a lot of time and effort. And when it comes down to it, it's really just about providing value to people. If you're tweeting really awesome tips and people are favoriting it or retweeting it, then more people are going to see it, more people are going to follow you. And same goes for pretty much any social media profile. If on Facebook I'm offering really good tips or whatever it may be, providing value, people are going to share it, people are going to like it more often. And the more following and the more interaction you have, then the more people are going to discover your website and the more people are going to link to your website. So social media is one strategy for getting people to notice your website and also link to it. Another way to create links and also get people to discover your website is look at the relevant forums. So if I'm writing about how to register a domain name, I'll type in something on Google like domain name forums. Here's a bunch of forums based on that. So let's click on this one. And we'll scroll down, look at questions people are asking, and look, here we go for domain name .net or .com. And this person wants to know if they should use a .net or .com in their domain name, and I've already written an article that pretty much answers this question. So this might be a great place to post a reply. Hey, I think you should do such and such. If you want more information, here's an article that explains why. Something like that. Just be careful that you're not spamming. So don't just throw your articles in random places or people will hate you and you might get banned, or people obviously just don't like it. So make sure if you do post on forums that what you're posting is really relevant and actually valuable and going to help the people and not just spamming them. But that's a great way to get people to visit your site and create a few links to your site as well. Another way to get really high quality links to your website and also get more people in general to visit your website is by doing guest posts. So here on Tim Ferriss's blog, we see this guest post by Eric Ries. And Eric Ries wrote the book called The Lean Startup, and he gives a lot of business advice and such. So he has a similar audience to Tim's. And so you can find a blog website that's similar to yours, reach out to them to do a guest post and provide value to their audience. Win-win situation, because they're getting a free article, and then you're probably going to get a link to your content, but in addition, you're also going to have access to their audience. And a lot of times, if you get in touch with a blog or website bigger than yours, then you have access to an audience, much bigger than just yours if you were to post it on your own blog. And so if we look at this guest post, Eric Ries actually doesn't really link back to his own stuff. It's mostly to just different tools and such. But here at the end, here are a couple of links to basically his stuff. And so even if you only get one or two links, it can still be very, very valuable, especially in this case because Tim Ferriss's blog is so popular. So, it's passing a lot of link juice, and in addition to that, his huge audience is now looking at Eric Ries' content and sees, okay, who's this guy about? Let's go check him out. So guest posting, another way to get some quality backlinks, but in addition to have access to other people's audiences. So as you're getting people to link to your website, make sure you're focusing on really creating value for people so that the links are actually real and organic. You'll see things like buy a ton of links or get 100 free links to your website. Well, those are going to be pretty much crappy links or irrelevant, and Google's constantly changing their algorithm. And if they discover that these links are irrelevant or they're fake, then they're either not going to give you any link juice for it, or you can also sometimes be penalized. So don't get fake links. Don't waste your time with that stuff. If you're creating real value for people and people are legitimately wanting to link to your website, then no matter what changes Google makes to their algorithm, you're always going to get rewarded for that because it's real, organic links, people actually wanting to link to your content.